Oh, hello, and welcome to today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. August 22nd edition, all day. And today, whatever happened, 1880, the artist George Harriman was born, the creator of the Crazy Cat cartoons, that I unfortunately don't know enough about. Really, your best contact here are Greg and Joanne, the Van Brankens, who are usually my point of reference here. I'm sure they'll pick up the phone if you call them and ask them to talk about George Harriman. But certainly a very interesting artist at a challenging and troubling time who was able to overcome such obstacles and create timeless content that still rings true today. Yeah. What else? 1913 today, the film The Student of Prague premiered, starring Paul Verhoeven, who also then went to fame with his 3 different film adaptations of The Golem. Here is Hans-Hein Evers, who wrote the story of The Student of Prague, which was adapted into the film. Here is a 1930 novel, the novel, but including images of Paul Verhoeven as his main character. A mixture of the 1913 and 1926 versions with Werner Krauss, I think, is in the and Conrad Veidt, I think, is in the 1926 one. So this is odd because it's like a photoplay tie-in, but combining 2 of them over a 15 plus year span. I don't know what the thought was here, but really a great movie about a down and out student who sells his soul to the devil for money to impress this girl, and in the process, the way they visualize it on screen, and maybe in the book, I haven't read the book. I love Hans-Hein Evers' writing, so I should check this out. The main character's mirror image jumps out of a mirror and then is like his evil dramatic doppelganger, running around hurting people, breaking things, and causing general chaos. And then the mirror image has to go out and right some of these wrongs as best he can, all while still trying to vie for the affection of the girl he's after. Yeah. It's great stuff. Do check it out. On the day it premiered, 1913, August 22nd. 1917, who brought the boogie? Why, none other than John Lee Hooker, born today, August 22nd, 1917. So, it's a good dance party day for John Lee Hooker. Yeah. 1920, none other than Ray Bradbury was born. Why don't we check out a couple of Ray Bradbury books while we're here? Here is the British first pressing of Dark Carnival. He, of course, got his start as far as being in print in the pages of Weird Tales magazine in probably the late 30s and through the 40s. This came out in 1948 in Britain. Forey Ackerman was his early literary agent, and they grew up together. Ray was a couple of years younger than Forey, and Forey took him under his bat wing and helped him out. The story goes that Ray was too young or didn't have the money to get to the World Science Fiction Convention in 1939 in New York, and so Forey paid for him to come with him, and so that was the first World Con, as well as the 39 World's Fair, which featured the Futurama exhibit. All awesome stuff. There's some really great photos of a young Ray Bradbury in Coney Island on this trip. That to be a fly on the wall, right? Yeah. Anyway, so this is a lot of his early content that was in Weird Tales magazine. The Homecoming, Skeleton, The Jar, The Crowd, The Wind, The Dead Man. I mean, just one classic after another, truly, even though this is like his early work. Similarly, a lot of that content, not exactly the same thing, but a lot of it winds up in the October country. Not Charles Adams' artwork, but sure looks like it, right? It is actually designed by Joe Magnani. I don't know who that is. Yeah. Anyway, this also has a lot of the same content. Here we start off with the dwarf, but then similarly we go into the skeleton, the jar, the lake, the emissary, etc., the wind. Some of these had a profound effect on, what's his name? Narciso. Forgetting his first name now. Who created the Tales to Keep You Awake in Spain, the anthology series, and takes a lot of this content and like adapts it in the 60s into like a Twilight Zone-esque weekly TV show. It definitely made an indelible mark on him, much like the Illustrated Man. Dun, dun, dun. Excellent, right? Yeah. Some of my favorite stuff here. This was printed Garden City, New York. Just down the road a piece on Long Island, 1951. The Velt is in here. It's a great one. I mean, it's all great. The Rocket Man. Love all this stuff. There's really something so timeless and endearing and heartfelt about Ray Bradbury that I could just like jump into and never leave. Never leave. Here is his Martian Chronicles. I fell in love with this book, I gotta say. What was I looking for here? Again, Garden City printed. I know the printer here at Doubleday, but I believe it was actually Country Life Press that printed a lot of these original 40s and 50s books. And that's really fun because Country Life Press, if you know Long Island at all in that area, was like just down the road from where Aurora was, the company that made all the like 1960s like monster models and everything. Can you see this here? Aurora? Yeah, right? Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So like the idea that like this whole neighborhood is almost like all about exploring one's creativity and, you know, the imagination, unrelated to each other, but like over here you've got the Martian Chronicles being printed, and over there you've got like, you know, Dracula plastic models being created and everything. You can almost, you know, like look down the block and say, oh, you know, look, something wicked this way comes. Here's a original printing of this classic, which I know is going to be presented at the Sleepy Hollow Film Festival this year in their whatever the name of that like 1800s movie theater palace they turned into a movie theater is going to be. That's exciting. Yeah, again, I could just fall into this stuff forever and ever, you know. I was lucky enough to meet Ray Bradbury on occasion. Several of Forey Ackerman's birthdays I attended, where because you know, as you do when you meet your heroes, I've only got 2 minutes with you, sir, but tell me, what is the equation of for a happy life? And his answer is to be in love and to stay in love. That he's been in love with Mars, Lon Chaney, and dinosaurs his entire life, and that's what interested him as a child, and the idea of growing up and just, you know, going to work and performing a job and calling it a day is not what keeps him young. And whatever it is that your passion is, especially if it's passion that you had as a child, if you embrace it and retain it, then that's what's going to keep you young and happy for your entire life. So, from Ray Bradbury's lips on through to yours, as Forey Ackerman would say, shake the hand that shook the hand of, Ray, in this case, Ray Bradbury. I'm passing it on to you, dear viewer. 1986 today, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, count them, and Night of the Creeps both premiered. So, what are you going to make tonight a night of? Oh, ye creeps. It's a Ray Bradbury day for me. Perhaps it's a Ray Bradbury day for you. May all your days be Ray Bradbury days. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.